What's going on, Gemini? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your collective Gemini message. For those of y'all who are new here, Gemini messages are dropped on Thursdays. Element messages are dropped on Fridays. So if those are things that you are wanting to keep up with, do make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Keep in mind that these are collective messages, so they may or may not resonate with you. However, if you ever feel like you need more assistance, clarification, confirmation, guidance, or support with your personal energy, then feel free to click the link in the description area and check out the services that I offer to assist you with that. Today, we are going to just be getting into an overall message. What is it that you need to know? What is it that Spirit wants you to be aware of? And things of that nature. So take the time, make sure that you leave me a comment. Let me know how it resonates. And with that being said, we are going to get into your message. Let's go. All thanks and all praise to the Most High. You know their hearts and you know their situations. I ask that you give us the cards that we need in order for Gemini to be able to receive this message at hand with an open mind and an open heart. I also ask that you provide me with the words to articulate this message as best as possible, as well as clear anything standing in the way of their clarification, confirmation, transformation, and healing at this time. Ashe. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Spirit, what is it that you have for Gemini? We're going to get a few cards, and then we're going to go over the cards that we get, and we're going to clarify those cards as well. So let's see what it's going to be. Spirit, you know their hearts and you know their situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for them to be able to receive the message at hand with an open mind and an open heart? I'm going to take all of those. Okay, so starting your reading off, Gemini, you have the Universe card in reverse. Okay. I know you're tired of it too. With that Universe card in reverse, it's really showing up like, you know, there are certain cycles that have been repeating themselves. And when you look at these cycles that are repeating themselves, right, they're not really happening the exact same way. I want to let you know that, but they are very similar to something that you have already experienced or whatever that case may be. But it's really like you're constantly looking at it in the same way. I'm not sure if you're not really like piecing, like, you know, taking it apart so that you can recognize and realize where the commonalities or the similarities are in the situation. However, there's definitely something there where it's like, you know, like pay attention to like what seems to be the same, right? So if you got to sit down and get a notebook and a piece of paper, a pencil and a piece of paper, just so that you can write down like what, you know, what's the common things, what's showing up, what's making you feel like it's the same, and that way you can recognize the roles that you're playing in the situation and how much of yourself or your energy you're putting into a particular situation, circumstance, person, and things of that nature. Because with this 8 of discs showing up, also being in reverse, it's pretty much like you've been investing your time, investing yourself into an area that hasn't really been bearing you the fruit that you wanted to bear, but yet and still you constantly putting the energy in it because it's like you want what you want in this reality. Like you want what you want. You see what you want, but you want it, and then it's almost like you're doing your part, right? But you're not putting that energy into the things that are going to bear you more fruit. Do you understand what I'm explaining? Okay. I definitely hope that made some sense to you, because it's not that you're doing something wrong. Like, you're doing what you need to do, right? But it's just the way that, like, where you're showing up and where you're doing it. Do you understand what I'm explaining? Let's picture it like this, right? You got an apple tree and you got the orange tree, right? And you want the apple tree to grow, but you're constantly watering the orange tree. Do you understand? Like you're watering the orange tree, wanting the apple tree to grow. So instead of you watering the orange tree so much, like, turn around and start watering the apple tree. Do you understand what I'm explaining? I don't know why they just gave me that example, but that's the simplest way that I could show up and have that discussion. It's really like you're constantly doing the same things over and over. Aaliyah said, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again, right? Cool. But you don't want to keep on doing the same exact thing over and over if it's constantly giving you the results that you do not want. You know what I'm saying? So you're at this point, it's like you're like, okay, I'm doing something right, but I need to just do it better. I need to get more like harder at doing this, or I need to be, more focused on doing this particular thing. And you've been doing it, right? But it's constantly giving you bits and pieces, like, little nicks and knacks, when you can be adjusting or modifying something or putting that energy into somewhere else that's going to actually bear you the fruit that you are in search of, type shit. The Two of Wands also shows up here, and it's in reverse. So I don't know in what area. I don't know if you're wanting something to like happen with the quickness. Don't be in a rush, right? Take it one step at a time. You're learning things as you go on. You're learning things as you grow, into these spaces, Gemini. Listen, you just got to stop being so hard on yourself. Like, take your time. Because even with this Five of Swords showing up like this, right? Release the expectation and just like allow the journey to be the journey, right? You know how they say, I think it's like it's not as much as about the destination, but about the journey to the destination, type shit, right? Like, it's not as much as about the journey, as the destination, as it is to the journey that you have to take to reach the destination, type of thing. And because certain things are not giving what you feel like they're supposed to be giving, you're kind of being hard on yourself. Whether it's you thinking that you're not worthy of it, like that you're not deserving of it, that you're not going to be able to pull it off, you're not going to be able to do it. You really just got to be okay with making some type of a shift, right? Like, the energy in its entirety, especially with this Fortune card showing up. There's an ebb and flow. There's an ebb and flow in life, like, regardless of, what situation, what circumstance, what area, what aspect, it doesn't matter. We always can experience either the ebb or the flow, and it's not going to just stay on one side. It's a part of life's cycle, okay? So in those areas where you're recognizing, like, nah, like, I've been doing this shit for a long time and it's not giving, like, it's not doing what it's not doing. Maybe it's time for you to start taking that energy, because you're putting a lot of energy into something or into someone. And again, it's not giving you no ROI. It's not giving you no return on your investment, right? So now it's really telling you, like, let's make some shifts happen. Like, now we got to do something different, because if it's not given at this point, like, it's not given what it's supposed to be given. And I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I know I'm doing my part. There is nothing more that I could actually show up and do. I could just keep on doing this and getting better at it. But if it hasn't, I've been doing my best. And if it has not given what I know, what I know that I'm wanting or seeking outside, like, out of this, it's time for me to make a different move. For me to put my faith into, shaking some shit up. Spirit, can we have the card to clarify the universe, please? Can we have the card to clarify that universe in reverse? Yep, look, I'm trying to tell y'all, I don't be making this stuff up. So the universe in reverse is clarified by the Seven of Discs. So this is telling you, like, to let it go. Let go. Let it go. No, for real, let go. And it doesn't mean that you failed, right? Like, you're really figuring out what works for you from this point moving forward. So again, the things that you have done time and time again, and it's constantly giving you the similar results that you had before, and you constantly keep on doing that similar thing over and over again, and pretty much expecting different results. Don't that kind of make you the crazy one at that point? You're doing the same thing over and over, but you're expecting different results. Like, I don't know if that's how they describe somebody, like somebody being insane or crazy or whichever one it is, but that's really what it's given. Clarifying the Eight of Discs in reverse, you have the Magus. So whether you know it or not, you're not even recognizing how you are creating what you're experiencing by what you're doing. Did that make sense? Like with that maggot showing up like that, the things that you're putting your energy to, where your focus goes is where the energy grows, right? So remember, I was telling you, you're putting your energy into something and you're expecting something different, but it's constantly giving you, like, you got to pay attention to what you're putting your time, your money, your effort, your energy, your love, your all that. What are you putting it into? Question mark. And based on what you're putting yourself into, like, are you creating what you actually desire to experience? If you look around and you constantly find something to nitpick at or about, it's time to shift something. Like, focus on what you're putting your energy into. Because whether, like, you can't change people for sure, right? And because I get okay, let me go back, because you can't change people. That's just, you can't change people. You can encourage them, or you can encourage them to want to make a change, or you can be the influence behind their change or whatever, but you cannot force someone to do what you feel or think they're supposed to be doing. Okay. Now, when it comes to certain situations and circumstances, there are things that you just have to accept. Okay, hear me. You have to accept them. Not saying that you have to tolerate them, or that you're obligated to constantly put yourself in a position to where you're experiencing said thing. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, what I'm saying is accept it for what it is, because it is what it is, right? Like, and when something is what it is, you can't go back and you can't change it. You can't go back in the past and change it, nor can you force it to become what you want it to be. All you can do is play your role. All you can do is do your part. And with that being said, then you start to create, more pleasurable or desirable experiences, the experiences that you actually want to associate yourself with. So pay attention to where you putting your energy, your time, your money into. And if it's not giving you a return on your investment, even if it's if it has a monetary investment, right, and then you're getting an emotional return, like, just make it make sense. Because make it make sense. To each his own, right? But when you're putting your energy into things that are not giving you something back, at some point you got to understand that you're going to become tired, irritated, aggravated, annoyed, frustrated, depressed, stressed, and everything else that you don't want to feel. But that's because you're not following, like, you're forcing things, which then complicates your own journey and or situation. So be mindful of that, boo. Spirit, can we have a card to clarify this Two of Wands in reverse? But that at first it was sounding like it was about to be a little confusing, but they got right into it. Right into it. The Two of Wands is clarified by the Princess of Swords. So when it comes, this is the Princess of Swords. So when it comes to you, taking those small steps, I don't know what makes you think that you're not supposed to move like that. It's almost like, there's this belief, maybe it's the belief like that you got to put in all the work, or even a belief like hard work pays off. Sometimes the work don't have to be hard. It just has to be consistent, right? You don't have to, it don't have to be as hard as you making it. I'm going to tell you that right now. What other type of things do people say that we don't be really wanting to hold on to today? Because it's definitely like you're holding on to some type of a belief that's not really working for you. And I feel like it has to do with you, like, feeling like you gotta finish first, or feeling like you gotta do so much, or or maybe it's like, if you get done, like, if you feel like, maybe you're feeling like, or somebody has said that if you get done the last, then that means that you're the loser or something weird. Like, whatever it is, let it go. Let go of the thought that keeps you from trying to, like, do something super fast. There's lessons you gotta learn, right? Like, you have to learn things when you're starting a business, when you're starting a job. There are things that you have to learn in order for you to understand what role you're supposed to be playing and what you got to be doing. And that's in any area or aspect of life. Like, you have to learn through your process. So don't be so hard on yourself. Quit beating yourself up. Quit holding on to those damn the lies that people that told us. Like, we be over here really tripping ourselves out because our elders or family members and friends have, they be reminding us of these little sayings that come from back in the day that don't even apply to who we are and where we stand right now. Clarifying the 5 of Swords, you have the 9 of Cups. Okay, clarifying the 5 of Swords, you have the 9 of Cups. So I definitely encourage you to tap more into your happy place, your happy space, right? It's really, and I'm real big when it comes to like transmuting energy from one side of the spectrum to the other. It's when you get into those modes where you start feeling like you're not worthy enough, or you're not good enough, or you're not credible enough, or whatever it is where it makes you kind of be in that self-sabotaging energy. Start paying more attention to the things that make you happy or make you excited about things, right? For example, you can be like, I don't deserve whatever. I don't even deserve to make $1,000 a week, right? This is all that you can. I don't even deserve to make $1,000 a week because I don't even show up enough. But then you can tap into like how you really be feeling when you do show up. Maybe you feel excited, or what is something else that can make a person happy, like that can trigger them from going from one side of the spectrum to the other. Simply you telling yourself, if your thought is like, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve real love, I don't deserve to make this money, simply you saying like, shit, yes I do. Like, no, for real, you really do. And I need you to start like paying attention to yourself when it comes to things like that, how you talk to yourself, what you think, and then start doing the shadow work necessary in order to align yourself with being able to receive the very thing that you deserve and desire to experience, have, come across, or whatever. And then last but not least, we have the 9 of Discs in reverse, clarifying that fortune card. I want the things that you actually want, and I know that it has a lot to do with this 5 of Swords energy as well. The things that you actually want, you're kind of pushing them away. You're kind of repelling it because a part of you, it's like you're torn in between the two. A part of you is saying like, yeah, hell yeah, I want it. But then a part of you don't believe that you deserve it, right? So when you don't believe that you deserve it, that actually makes you feel some type of way. And it's seeming like that you're tapping more into that energy than the energy of you actually feeling like you deserve and desire, or that you want to experience it. And that's why it's causing you to push these things away from you instead of them being able to come to you. So when it comes to that ebb and flow, again, it's an ebb and flow. So there's the part of you that is saying like, I don't deserve it. That's the ebb energy, right? And then the part of you that's like, shit, yes I do. That's the flow energy. I want you to get into the flow energy. And if you need assistance with that, like I said, make sure that you click the link in the description and you book your one-on-one so that we can work through your process. Like really work through your process, or even join the monthly membership, because this is the type of stuff we do in there as well. So again, this is the message that I have for y'all right now, Gemini. You got to get out your own way, boo. Like it's you versus you. You really have to get out of your own way. 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 So, and that can be an affirmation. I am getting out of my own way. I am getting out of my own way. I am getting out of my own way. I am no longer standing in my way. You know what I'm saying? Something, create some type of affirmation. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what affirmation you create for yourself that's like, I'm getting out of my own way. I am getting out of my own way. Or use that one. Tell me whatever you got going on. But with that being said, this is the message that I have for you right now. I definitely hope that it gave you some type of clarification, confirmation, has assisted you in some type of way, shape, or form. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tap in for your element messages on Fridays. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Peace.